whatever the logic is that has me streaming. Oh, there it goes. Now it's working. Kinda, maybe. It says excellent connection, but it's not actually showing anything. Ah, what do you know? There it is. That is weird. Okay, well, guess it's sort of kind of working. Oh, and that actually opens my chat. Okay, well, hey, if you're there on YouTube now, I'm back. We will see. We will see if that actually. Is there a way to pop out my chat? Community printer one. I need to figure out a way to. Guess not. All right. Well. Kind of weird. Not my favorite, but we're gonna make it work. The only problem is with my little dual streaming option now that doesn't use Restream, because Restream is, they keep watermarking my images, so I don't like that. But okay, back to task. So I'm trying to figure out. I have to track down where this is happening. We have create new task, which is fine, but in the create new task, we should also have a list. So, and I don't know to what extent I can walk through this because debugging in VS Code is, well, it's terrible. Be straightforward. But I will show you what I've got so far. So if I want to go to handle this creation, handle new folder creation. So folders are fine. And create list selection items from add new option. Handle new list creation. So that's that. So we're creating a list, and then we have our selections. Create list selection items from new options. And then const list, await, ClickUp, gen list, actual folder.id. So we're using the folder.id there to get the folder items or the task item, get lists using the folder ID, because the folder's top, then lists are underneath it. Then we want to get create new list. Yeah, see, there's a lot of messages that pop up, and I just too many messages. I don't need to know this. So it's like I don't care. It's yeah, it's creating it. I get it, but ultimately you get another message that says item created. So we're gonna go down here. So we got create list. This is like if I'm creating a list and I've just gone through the whole I chose that instead of another item. So then we come down here, constant tasks. Oh wait, click up service get tasks, and now we're using the actual list ID. So that should be fine, right? So we're going to get all the tasks for the current list, and we have create new task, which is fine. And then we're good with that one. So let's see how that works. Let's go here, and we'll go Control CU. It takes a moment. I haven't figured out why this takes a long time. Assuming it's working at all. I mean, it should. See how we got the select task list. Okay, so now I click this, and I create testing ClickUp link. Let's just create a new one. We're going to call this. We're going to call it bug or bug tracking. All right, so now I got to create a new list under bug tracking, and we'll call it breadcrumb code and breadcrumb. Now we're going to create a task, and we're going to call this one We're going to call this one well, task, task. So, okay, so that must have been where we had a bug. So if I go back here, oh, it was just being slow. All right, and we're probably okay. It probably had to create the parts. There it goes. Okay, so bug tracking, code lens, breadcrumb issues, task, subtask, and menu separation. Now, I did not create a child task to this, but you can see that when I click on this, it does have this, right? Now, if I go over to if I run this, so this is the extension as it was. So in theory, if I click on this guy and I click on him, see how it's disappearing? That's a problem. Shouldn't do that. It didn't do that before, and I don't think it does that in my released version, which is available to be given out to people, but it doesn't do this. So I got a couple things I got to fix. And I will be using AI for some, but there's one issue I need to have it correctly identify and just kind of stop working. So if I go to my references, oops, you see I have a couple of unidentifieds is because it did not configure them correctly. So if I go like this, we'll dump it. And that's partly because when I did that, it unset it. So yeah, we have that problem. And again, it didn't delete. That might have been the issue that I had from before. So yeah, we have issues. So we're going to go back up to my F5. And this is the code I'm currently working on. I wonder if I can, if this clear all references works. So this is my updated code. This is code post the ClickUp link. It's kind of post this state. So this state of broken. So theoretically, this is the last time I built and created an extension that I was working on. This is the code that should be corrected. So I should be able to do something like clear all references. And I think that part was fixed, barring, yeah, see, now it's gone. So it did exactly what it was supposed to there. Although this didn't refresh. Let's see if this clears up. That's not a big deal. That's what the refresh is. If it didn't update something, it probably should call refresh by default, but I'm not going to worry about it. So we still kind of have a couple of key item issues. So what I want to do is I should be able to go in here and I want to get rid of that, but I can't now because it's still in this broken state. We'll have to update that and fix that in a minute. It's like it was keeping the reference, and I had to tell, hey, why are you keeping the reference? That's not right. But ultimately, what we're doing here is now we got to go through. We have the list, and then we get our tasks, which is perfect. And the only options in that should be create new task. So we have our task list, and we have our task items equals, and they have this, and they have the tasks. Perfect. And then it says select task or create new, which I think is just the text above. It's the stuff that goes in the little text window up above. Now let actual task equal selected task. Is that what it does up here? Basically what I kept telling it to do actual list versus selected list. Okay, so yeah, we're good. It should work exactly like the other items. And I kept telling it, I do it this way, and it kept going, okay, and then it couldn't do it. So we handle new task selection. So if we want to do a new one, so we have the option of create new, blah, blah, blah. We click one, it says handle new task creation. So it's basically handling all that correctly. And then we go if task name Task creation canceled, no name provided. Yeah, that's fine, because if you don't have a task, you can't create a task. So there's no like step back. If you blow it, if you decide to cancel out, then it'll just not do it. Creating new task. I don't need this. That's an extraneous menu. I don't care about that. That's the handling the create. Now we have actual list, ClickUp service, create task. Now, all right, let me show you what ClickUp looks like. We have, oops, yeah. So here's my ClickUp window, right? So I have all these objects I've been creating. Now I'm working in the ClickUp one because why not? And you can see I have bug tracking, and then bug tracking it created the code lens breadcrumb issue. But then I click on this, and it has my bug task and submit task menu. So it did create the item I put in like I wanted. But I'm trying to get this subtasks, all right? So subtasks have been hit or miss, and I have created subtasks in the past. So the code does exist to create the subtask. So it's not like it's not doing it. Problem is, I think it's having trouble getting the parent or building off of the ID. So what I need to do is find out what the actual task is, or the list to generate here. So we have this, which is create. Huh? Flux capacitor. I haven't checked the flux capacitor. Sun Wukong. Yeah. Yeah, I know what the I know what the reference is from. I don't think the flux capacitor is going to help me in this. I'm not trying to time travel. But I feel like I sometimes am. When you work with AI, there's a lot of times you're like, oh gosh, let's just go back to the past, please, because you're going the wrong direction and now you're so far off the track. I just go back to yesterday. Let's get it fixed. There are times. Oh no. What do you mean speak freely? Maybe. Are you saying you're gonna say something that persons only ask, may I speak freely, if they're gonna say something that A is a little insulting or not complimentary, let's put it that way, or they're gonna say something that maybe is not on topic, but hey, oh. Yeah, I think that's not totally. You know, I've been referring to it more like a child prodigy. Something who's really it's got an innate talent for doing this one thing, but it's a child. It doesn't understand the big picture. It can't conceive of what all is going on. But dang nabbit, if it ain't amazing at coding. Exactly. There's the ice cream truck and forgets everything it's been doing. That's basically what happens when you hit new chat. It's just like that. You just told it, hey, there's an ice cream truck outside. It just went, huh? Squirrel. And now you're like, okay, cleaned up my window. Let's keep going. You're like, going on what? What are we talking about again? You're like, oh god. It's like, no. I gotta get you back on track. And then you spend the next 5 minutes typing enough information in that it's once again going, oh right, we're working on this thing here and it does this, and you're like, yes, yes, we're all right. Now are we back? Okay, let's start working. And you say this, and it's going, huh, I don't remember this issue. What do you mean we just were talking about it? So yeah, no, you're right. It's great at coding, but it just doesn't have any clue of the big picture. And sometimes it's if you can keep it on task, keep it focused on things, it does pretty good. But now I'm at that point where I've hit this thing where it's kind of like doing the loop. It's like you have this, I need you to get this part going. And it says, all right, so it gets this part going, but it undoes this part. And I'm like, no, no, no. Go back. It was fine before, but now you need to make the new part do its thing. It's like, okay, well, it goes back and it says, do the new part. No, new part's working great. Now you got to fix the part before it. So it goes back and it goes, okay, I fixed the part before it. You click and you're like, the new part is broken again. It's like, oh, well, let me fix that. And it breaks the whole part. I'm like, screw you, I'm going to do it myself. I got AI to help me make me something pretty cool. Browser source Python. Browser source Python. Browser source. What is that? What is that? I mean, what do you mean browsers? You're doing it you're doing Python in a browser? Yes, you might get a warning from Nightbot, but I think it'll allow you like one link. Oh, sure. I mean, post it. If not, you can post in my Discord. I'll take a look at my Discord. Oh, I guess it showed up. I kind of thought Nightbot would say something, but it didn't. Let me see what it says. Monk, monkey bot. So I'm going to type directly into browser. I don't like to click. I don't like to click links. I don't know. It's nervous. It's a nervous thing. So where is this from? Pong. Pong evolution. It's Pong with a twist. Oh, so okay. So you did it in browser. Oh, I like your little farmer dude, pot farmer sim. Farming marijuana, breeding genetic shops, selling inventory money. Silly, casual, old school strategy. It defaults to Android controls. Oh, really? You're doing this for Android? Yes, I'm 18 years old. Or okay. Pong on steroids. Oops, I need to. Oh, so so keys don't work. So I gotta go. I gotta go set. So we gotta go to options, full screen, random, fiddle, Android, keyboard. Let's go Android, keyboard. All right, there we go. What are the keyboard commands? It's like none of my keyboard. Oh, there it goes. Classic Pong. Ah, I missed already. Random opponent paddles. Oh, I thought that was gonna hit the roof. I'm obviously not a Pong expert. So does it pick up speed as it's going? Yeah, it does look like it's getting faster. Definitely getting faster. Not too bad. That's kind of cool, man. It kind of got a cool little. The game's beating my butt, though. I mean, doesn't it always beat me? The rule is it will always win, right? Because the opponent doesn't have paddles. I know I can set it, but I have to get to my work. This is a good way to practice without an opponent, though, right? So you just get yourself. Hey, it gave me credit, so you have to do it X amount of times. All right, all right. I'll try one round with opponent paddles. Let's see. Local, roam, hyper, shop, inventory, options, online multiplayer. Local multiplayer. Gladiator? Gladiator mode. Rogue pawn. Random. Oh, opponent paddle. Okay. I keep trying to use the arrow buttons. All right, the opponent paddle. Yeah, I must not have set the opponent paddle right. That is a random opponent paddle on. Oh, I did? Why didn't it do anything? Oh, am I like... Oh, ha! I got my windows too small. Oh, well, that's fair. The paddle, the opponent's got a messed up paddle. Kicking my butt. Guess if you can keep an eye on the nonsense that the opponent's throwing at you. It's like, we'll just play nice, and then we'll just like, we'll throw this weird, bizarre one at you. It's like, I don't know where that's going. And I haven't played Pong, and oh gosh, I had no idea where that's going. So how long did it take you? I assume you did this with AI, so I would imagine this is a pretty straightforward app, right? Because this is something that AI can almost do in a single command, except for maybe the fancy command paddle options and the little extras. You probably had to do that with separate. Holy cow! Now I didn't turn on any special abilities of my own. I just left it at regular, so I'm really just kind of. See, I don't even know if can that one be caught because it looked like I was kind of in front of that one, and somehow I still didn't hit it. That was fast. All right, so it only goes to 10, right? So I'll play one. Oops. That was, that was less than ideal. Oh boy. Oh, what do you know? Got that one. Well, hey, I got pretty far on that one because I blocked one of these weird ones. That's interesting, dude. It looks good. It's kind of fun, and you have it set up as a browser game, so that's cool. So people can play it. Yeah. So yeah. As you know, I don't know if you've ever been around, but what I've been developing I've been creating a game. It's called Fantasy Football. That's kind of been my thing. But this is a big, full-on multi-level. It's got multiplayer and it's a football related game, football related sports management game, American football. So I've been working on it for like 7 months, and I've gotten a lot done. I've gotten like all the back end done. I've got some of the UI done. I've gotten a lot of those things. You could easily see some of my previous videos and see that if you're interested. But what I have been trying to do is create a good project management system. So I was using ClickUp, and I like ClickUp. I like so you can see here. This is my whole project, and it doesn't even include everything I've been doing. But you see all of these ClickUp items, and underneath each one of these is a subset of items. And so yeah, so I've been trying to add. It's going to have a lot of stuff that you don't see in other management games. A lot of management games, they let you do all the back end stuff for the sport. Well, like I said, mine is American football, but they let you do a lot of the management stuff. The drafting the players, paying the players, trading, scouting, training, and then you go into a weekly game, and then you hit sim, and it just a bar moves across the field, and it's like that's not that's not football. I like football because I like the game, the game. And if I want to, I mean, I don't mind the simming, where you can let the game play itself, but I want it to be something visually appealing. I want to watch the game. I want to know that the players I drafted, that the players I put in there, I want to see them doing what they're supposed to be doing on the field, right? Making catches and throwing passes. Now, I'm not building a game like Madden, whose graphic level to me is like it's out there, right? I mean, this top of the line. And people, it's funny, you go to YouTube and you watch like Madden reviews, and all of the nitpicking of people complaining about what the graphics, do and don't do and all this. And I'm like, dude, if you could do better, if you know anybody, the reason why there's not a good football game out there, it's not because Madden owns the NFL license. It it's because graphics at that level, of that detail, of that realism is freaking hard, dude. That is like so complex. And for people to complain about, oh my guy, he turned a little too far to the left, or his blocking was a little, not, it doesn't look like a real professional block. I'm like, freaking hey man, you guys are picky. That's not the problem. That's not what it is. So what my game's going to do is it's going to have a game that's actually kind of an entertaining sim. It's going to show things like you see in a real game. Madden does this a little bit in their games too, but it'll pop up like stats as the game's going. So and so has been throwing for this many yards, but it's going to have player cards. You're going to actually have the ability to collect the players. So I'm adding a collectible aspect to the game as well. And I'm not talking about collectible like you see on phone games where you buy packs and you get packs all the time. I mean, that's not what I mean. You're going to be able to get cards from various sources, and everything in the game will be gettable. with free play. So there's not going to be anything that says, oh, you can't play anymore because you haven't paid me any money. That's a lot of these phone games are like that, right? You hit a limit and it says, you've played through all your points. Sorry, you can come back in an hour, 5 hours or whatever and get some more points and maybe you can do something else. That's not how it's going to be. I want my game to be playable no matter what. But there will be payable aspects in the game, like you might be able to upgrade this or upgrade that. I do have a play editor I'm working on in the game. I've already created it because I'm using the play editor to build the play logic that's going to go for every play in the game. I haven't fully planned. I don't know that the play editor is going to be fully releasable to the first version of the game because I have to use it in a certain way to know what it is. But it is fully capable of doing cool things like trick plays. So people can create their own plays. But I'm not, it's going to take some pretty robust building to make trick plays an option, right? So, because you got to allow a lot of weird stuff. You got to allow, I have code and functionality already to allow like what do you call it? A reverse where you do a double handoff. I even have code in there that if I really wanted, I could probably make it do like a shovel pass or a pitch back. So those are kind of trick plays, right? Where you do a handoff and the guy runs forward and he turns around, pitches it back to the QB and he throws it. That's all stuff my play editor can already do, and I might create some of those things. And as far as collectible going, what I'm going to do, this is how I'm thinking the game's going to start. This is my initial plan. Again, I'm probably 3 months out from the game from there being a version that people can play with. I'm not talking about an alpha or a beta. I'm talking about like something way earlier than that. But it'll be something where it has, because I already have game plans built. I already have a playbook in design. I've already got the whole UI starting where you can navigate from page to page. I already have login and some settings options. And in the next few months, I hope to have a version that's got an actual play being able to simulate on the field. I also expect that soon I'll have my streamer version running, which is really cool, where you can run a game and you can have it running in the background, and then chat people on my YouTube or my Twitch can submit commands that go into the game. They can call plays. They can even sub themselves in, and it'll put them in the game, and it'll track that character's or that chat person's stats for the time that they're in the game, and it'll show, hey, so and so got, five rushing attempts for 3 yards or whatever it is. It doesn't change you basically just replace the player that's in there using their stats. So it wouldn't be creating a new player for you, but it would take that player and you essentially replace the name and take his stats, and because it's just for a streamer game, it doesn't have any effect on any kind of league standings or anything like that. But it's just kind of a fun thing that you can have running. Like I would have my screen here, and I'd have a football game on my running down in the bottom corner or bottom half of the screen, and you could see the game being played out, and you can go, hey, sub at QB, and it would put Sun Wukong RI as the player at QB, and then somebody can go in there and say play long pass, and then the next play will be some play in the system that it pulls that's a long pass, and the guy will throw a long, attempt a long pass, assuming he doesn't get sacked or something. But so the game will have some cool like streaming interactions too. So that's all stuff that's kind of new. Plus, I'm doing something that nobody's done on any football game, especially not one that's based off of real life professional stats. And that's not use human players. I don't have an NFL license, and I'm like, everybody creates these made up dudes, right? They all just like regular artwork of random dudes. That's all I can say. Guys that just look like whatever, just guys. I thought, well, that's not fun. I mean, if you're going to have fake stuff, let's have some fun with it. So my characters are all based off of each player's rookie season mascot with the new names, because I can't use the Denver Broncos because licensing, but I can use a name that just happens to use the same letters as the Denver Broncos, which is like the Viborn Scorn. The Scorn become their own mascot. So now the Scorn are these imp characters that I created. So any player that's a rookie on the Viborn Scorn Broncos would be this imp character. Now, even if they're traded or end up on another team, they're still the imp character because it's all based on their rookie. So they would stay that model forever. But you could end up with a bunch of players with different types of different fantasy style characters in your game. And then the environment and the world is all kind of fantasy-ish. You've got, all your buildings are, like something you might see in a Tolkien movie. They all look like little huts, and you've got sharp pointed roof buildings around. I mean, and it's got that fantasy coloring, kind of, what is it, yellow, brown, green, whatever it is. It just looks very, very fantasy-esque. And the football field still looks like a football field, but even that, I don't have a lot of like bright colored AstroTurf and fake grass. It's just grass and so maybe different colors, to brown grass, mud, things that you might see in a real world where a football field might be made without AstroTurf and fake grass. So that's kind of what I'm doing. I'm putting the whole theme together. So you could look at any of my previous videos where I've been kind of demoing it and you can see it. I also have a couple of videos I've actually put up that weren't part of my daily streams, that are a little bit more formatted if you want to look at those. But that's a way to know how my game is coming together. I've got a lot of features. You can see I got 1,000 items, and I want ClickUp to be more built into my code so that I don't have to keep going back to ClickUp and looking for items. I'd rather it just be built in. And so I built this ClickUp link, which allows me to put stuff in my code and put the references straight into my code, and I can edit them, tweak them, do whatever I want with them. And like if I go here and go, and it's probably not going to work here because this is the one that doesn't work. But if I go here and go Control ClickUp, which is just CU, and then I click on my ClickUp link, and then I can add the items that I want to have in there, and we'll just say. So now it creates a link to my ClickUp. So if I want to go edit it, put in some task head information, some extra info, put its date due on it, whatever I want, I can click on this and it'll take me to it in ClickUp. And I can add extra details if I want to. I can add assignees, I can add a date, I can do whatever I want. But if I don't want to do that, I could do some of these things basically. Like I can say, well, it's no longer a to-do, it's more of a, it's been completed. And so now I change it to complete, and there we go. So now it's complete. And it just sits there, and it'll just be an item that's been completed. It shows me which item it was associated to. If it was assigned to me, I can click on here and click, that's me. There's only one person in my thing, but still, it shows it. And I can show who it's assigned to. So if you're on a team working with 5 other people, and it comes, and you say, I'm going to work on this item, but it shows, hey, Tom is a current assignee for this. You're like, oh, maybe I should work on something else. Looks like Tom's already got this one. So you can go into your references here and go, yeah, Tom's already got this one. I'll remove it, and I'll go work on another item. So we'll let Tom fix that item. So that's kind of what this ClickUp link is. It allows it to build it right in your code, so you can just work on it. And it should be good for at least 1,000 references. And if you complete them, you can click this button here and you can remove all your completed references. And you can just keep working forward on whatever's still active. So any reference you put in here will show up here, and it'll give you what the current status is, as well as what they are. And you can click on them, and it'll take you to that item in code. So if you're working on these 5 items, you can go, oh, just take me to that one. And it'll take you there, and you can go work on the code. And it works. So all that stuff works pretty good, and I've just been trying to add and tweak new features, one of which is what I'm doing now, trying to add subtasks. And it's been kind of a challenge because subtasks are a little wonky. So you go here. So this is the folder, the top level item, and then you got the list that's in the folder. All works fine. I can create a task in this thing, and you get like this, which is again fine. But when I go to create a subtask, that kind of worked before, but then the menu was messed up. And then I was like, oh, well, let's go fix that. So and it just kept toggling back and forth. It couldn't get these two separated. I don't know why. I think it was just being dumb. So I'm working now to get in there and see if I can fix it myself. Now, mind you, I don't know a whole lot about the ClickUp object model, but I'm deriving it from the code that is made available to me, which means to, obviously I'm trying to look at how this code is written. So when I first started building this, this is one of the problems of trying to build a deeper project. I guess I'm trying to read what your thing says. Yeah, I feel it'd be a wild card thing for the player, like a coin flip of success. Well, okay, so I'm not sure what you're referring to specifically, but the way my player actions succeed is I build these skills that will be compared to the opposition. I can show you what I've got going right here. So I have this. Okay, so I'm building the tackle skill right now. This is the one I'm most recently working on. Tackle skill takes real life professional stats, which is you got like I'm calculating things like their sacks and how many tackles and assists they have, and these are special tackles and miscellaneous tackles because just the stats separate them for some reason. This is things like special teams and tackles while chasing down a fumble, chasing down someone who fumbled. But there's miscellaneous things, and so you add all these up, and then I do some math and create what I call a tackle skill. This is this player's statistical ability to tackle any given player within a gap of a set of plays. So say the team had 1,000 tackles throughout the year. I mean, combined total, all tackles for that team were X, and you did 20% of those tackles. So that means you did pretty good of those plays. Now, not all plays end in tackles, right? You got touchdowns, interceptions, fumbles. These things don't necessarily end in tackles, but you got to have basically some kind of relationship of how good is this guy in comparison to other players in the league. So you're saying, well, based on how he played, his opportunities to make tackles, he was this good, and he made this many tackles out of this many opportunities. And the same goes with the other team. So I'm building basically that kind of setup. That's the stat I'm building off of it. Then what I'll do is when a player has the ball and he's running down the field, he encounters another player, a defensive player. It comes within his range, like he's going to make the tackle. Then there's a skill check, kind of like D&D, right, where you compare your skill versus the other character's whatever skill, and that's kind of what happens. So when they run into each other, the offensive player who's carrying the ball will make a break tackle attempt against the other person's run a tackle skill, right? So they're going to have, oh, this is run defense, not tackle. This is tackle here. But both of those take an effect. So if it's a running play, run defense has to do with adding, subtracting yards to the impact. So once the tackle's been made. So you first make the tackle check. If there's a success, then you make the run. You apply the run defense against the other person's YPR, and their YPR skill will give them plus, and you get a minus, and they hit, and that's how much added yard you get between where the person falls on the field and where the ball is going to end up. So it's like if he has a positive YPR that's greater than your run defense skill, he's going to get a little bit of extra push off the tackle. He still got tackled, but he's going to get a positive gain on top of that. If you've got a pretty good run defense skill and you hit him, it'll push him back. And that is actually a This is a duplicate skill. You got stuff and run defense. This is just something. This was a placeholder skill. This is the actual skill, the stuff value. Run defense is, you can see it's not actually set. This is just a placeholder. But anyway, so that's how it goes. You have skill checks that the players bounce off of each other, and each time a skill check is made, the play progresses in some form or fashion towards the next step. So anyway, that's how I'm going to be handling each play. Now, once it builds the entire play, that means all players do all their advancing and progressing on that one play. It creates like a log, the play log, and it'll send it to the UI. And the UI will render that play. So you get to watch the play as it unfolds. So it's going to create this play. This is the result, sends it to the UI. I think my Alexa or Echo must have heard me and started talking back there. I don't know. It's on the other side of the room, but I heard voices. Yep, that's what it was. I heard a boo sound afterwards. But anyway, so you'll have the full play log. It'll go to the UI. The UI will render it. Now, if I ever want to have it do something like, hey, display stats, I'll have it every now and then say, hey, pass back this extra stat info, and then the UI can render that as well. So it's going to basically be, it's not predetermined, but the play is pre-ran before rendering. You won't necessarily see that, but it'll get, basically what'll happen is when a play ends, players have to run back to the huddle. So as they're running back to the huddle, there's a communication between the server and the game that says, hey, we need a new play. These are the options. These are what we, this is what we're, going on. And then the plays pop up. It'll say, okay, these are the plays that were picked from, and this is the play that was selected. A little bit like you see off of Madden or any other game where you see plays pop up and you get the play selection. It'll do all that stuff, basically. But since it's going to be rendered in advance, my logic gets to go through every single step. So none of my game, different from every other player-based game, it doesn't use physics. There's no physics in my game. I'll be implementing movement and animations, and there may be a little physics in that there's contact that has to happen, and maybe it'll show, these players hit, and then I'll have to decide. But mostly it's just going to be contact animation. They either tackle or break or whatever happens, and that's the little things that are going to happen. Certain stuff is going to occur. And I'll have to have maybe, a failed tackle on the defense's part. The guy like falls or he misses. He doesn't hit any. Nothing happens. But the running back gets to keep going. If it's a success, then you got a tackle view that looks like the two players fall down. One lands on top of the other, or something like that. So basically you have these animations that'll trigger based on the successes created by the pre-ran play. So it's going to be different. And then again, it's not really made to be a sim. You're not going to be controlling players on the field. The management part is where you're going to be able to do the drafting and managing your budget and who's on your team and be able to deal with things like, re-signing a player. And I want to have all that stuff in there, which seems to be some of the stuff people complain about. How come I can't do this? How come I can't do that in the back end? I want to be able to provide a good, solid back end feel of what you can and can't do. And maybe I'll even have some simpler versions, like for people who just want to play the game and watch and want to have their team get managed. Maybe you could hire a GM. You are technically the GM in the game. But if you don't want to do too much of the little stuff, you can hire a GM, which will handle certain aspects of the game for you. I don't want to go that deep. I want to be a little bit more top down. I'll hire the GM, the coach, that kind of stuff, and I'll just I'll watch the games and see how things go. Truthfully, there's not a lot of great football management games out there for American football. It's actually quite disappointing. I have looked, trust me, I have played all the phone versions, and I don't like any of them. Honestly, the closest one to being kind of good is the program, which is a college-based game, which is okay. but it's not a lot of depth, and there's some things I just don't like. I'm not a big fan of the way it does its fitness. It does have kind of caps on what you can do. You can feel that you're running out of resources and you're going to hit this point. Well, early on, they always give you a lot, right? So you can kind of get into the game, and then eventually you run out and you have to start buying crap. Real money, buy these tokens, buy this in order to keep doing stuff. I can feel it inching up on me as I'm like week 5 of a crappy season. First season you're crap, right? This is not going to be that. When you draft your team, you're competitive. I mean, you should be. I mean, depending on how badly you are, how bad you did at drafting, your players can compete against anybody theoretically, but it may be at that point of your mediocre team. You may draft it poorly, or maybe you just haven't got a very good setup. But who knows? But you can create your game plan, your playbook, and who your coaches are, and they all have effects on the game. And you're trying to build that perfect team, and hopefully win all the way through. But you're not going to be okay, you're starting the game, you're going to get the worst team in the history of college football or worst team in the history of the NFL, and you're just going to be thrown into the fire and good luck. And so you're going to lose, a bunch of the first season because, yeah, reasons. Because your team is just so bad. I'm not doing that. You always have a chance to win. You don't know if your team is worse or better than the other teams until you start throwing plays at them and in your playbook and your game plans, and you see if your team can do it. And you say, well, what was the problem? You can have some stats and go, well, on third down, you threw this many times and you rushed this many times and you had this many crap out results and you lost. Maybe your quarterback's throwing a lot of interceptions. Maybe your running back is fumbling too much, or maybe your offensive line is missing their blocks. Who knows? But you'll have some stats to look at and go, I need to improve this piece of my game or that piece, because there will be some stuff that you can work with. And that's kind of my goal. I want to be able to give you enough information to give you something where you can go, I want to build, fix this or fix that. I want to be able to build up good logic for trades and all that. So I have, as you saw, I have a boat ton of ClickUp features that I'm going to put in here. And eventually, and I got a lot of these are done, but not the epics, but the sub parts. Very few of the epics are completely done because they have lots of parts. Some of them I haven't even completely defined, but I'll be adding more and doing more and building up tasks like this. It's going to make that a lot easier to do. So we're going to continue to see if I can get further and further along in that. Anyway, there you go. You got the full Monty of what this game is going to be mostly. Anyway, let's get back to it. So my current problem is I'm trying to fix my ClickUp app. That's what this whole scenario is about. 107. So we're going to spend about. I'm not going to really. I don't like to do really long streams anymore. It's not that I won't keep streaming all day, but I break them up into smaller streams. So we're going to go ahead and focus on cleaning this up a little bit while we can. So handle new list creation. So I want to. So we have get tasks. All right. Create new task. This didn't work. Handle new task creation. Handle new input. Enter name for new task. Create new task. Use the same subtask selection logic as change task. Now, something's weird about the way my task is being created. I think I need to group these somehow. I don't like the way this is calling stuff out, and it's kind of hard to trace. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to the top of what the heck is going on here. Current active space. Right, so we got that. Fetch folders for current space. So we're going to say, and this is something most most developers will hate. Sorry, guys. Sorry, fellow developers. You're not going to like this. So you're like, what is that? That is me putting in a marker that tells me this is a section of code that I want to separate. I want to have clearly identified. So this is everything that is folders, right? So I'm fetching the folders, which I don't need this. Fetching folders for current space. I don't know if I need that. I just don't like my logs getting all cluttered with stuff. That works. Total folders found in current space. I don't need that either. I'm just simplifying. There's only so much you need in your code. All right, so select folder, create folder selection from items with add new option. Okay, so we're going to create an add new option, and then we're adding the list of the folders. Okay, so that's the items we have. And then we're going to have select folder equals await window, show quick folders, items, placeholder, place folder or create new. Select folder or create new. Okay, so we're doing that. That's the top. This is the text that shows up in the drop down text piece. And then we have the actual folder. All right, so now we have, that's only if they selected one, I guess. If select folder is new, so I guess that means if they pick the is new option true. Yes, we're setting this option if they pick it. So now we're going to go to this one. Oops. Yeah. That's the ID of previous item. Oh, come on. Why is that? Oh, got it. It's not going to let me copy that? What the heck? Man. My keyboard is weird, by the way. My keyboard, my keyboard, it's a great keyboard. I love this keyboard in everything except one. The shift icons or the shift digits on the bottom of the keys. Who makes a keyboard? What in their who in their right mind decided, you know what, let's be different. Let's put all the shift icons on the bottom. So you look at your keys, if it's a key you're not familiar with, your brain is going, the top item is a shift, the bottom is not. That's not correct. So if you look at like plus and equals, plus is the shift, but it's on the bottom on my keys, which my brain is thinking that's like the not shift. Select list items, selected. Actually create, yeah, yeah. List items related to selected folder. So having these the double or the equal sign underline calls this out as a section of code that breaks up each piece that I'm looking at. This way, when I'm scrolling down, I can go, okay, so that's the folder piece. That's get folders. This is lists. I'm gonna actually copy capitalize this. Get list items, folder. syntax. Well, just this way I say I can easily call out folder list, and then we come down here and I can copy. Hopefully I can copy this. I don't know why it wouldn't let me copy it earlier. And then we're going to say, all right, so we have all the way down here. We're going to have get task. Now this is the same thing, except this one is actually going to say get the. This one is get the task items related to the selected folder, or just have add new the selected list. I mean, or just have new for a new list. Same basic words, just different purposes. And honestly, if I really wanted to, I'd almost create these out as separate functions, just because it would just clean it up, right? Get task items, get function items, get list items, and just have them be their own little thing. It does the thing, and then I can come back and everything's clean. I can just go make sure that one piece works, and I can get subtasks. That would be the better way to do this. But AI doesn't know to do that stuff. AI just goes, we'll just throw it all into one file or into one object or to one everything. You can see how big this ClickUp Code Lens thing has gotten. This has gotten really big, quite hairy. I am not a fan of it. This is AI for you. So I have actually refactored stuff. I had AI pull out stuff in the past. So I may do that yet because I still think I want to break these up into like, so I got get folder, get list, and then we'll go down here and we got get task items. Then what I want to do is figure out, should be a lot, these should almost be the same, right? The list item should be the same. The only difference is when I do the list item, that one's get lists and this one's get tasks. I don't know if ClickUp Service has a subtasks option, does it? Get. So is it children or is there a subtask? There is subtasks. Well, what the heck, man? Why are you having such a problem, man? It's easy. It's got a subtasks. It's got subtasks. How are you having a problem with this? All right, so what I'm basically going to do here, it's like sometimes AI, it's like, what is your problem? And I said, put subtasks in. Subtasks. All right, so we're going to, I don't know what it was doing. All right, so we're going to go here. Going to let this create exactly the same as all these other ones do. In fact, create new task is going to, in fact, I think it looks exactly the same. And then we're just going to go tasks, blah, 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 map, blah, label, task name, line description. I don't think I want description. Description is too much. Why does it even, I don't need that. We will put is new. It's like, it tries to, it was like trying to make new changes and stuff. I was like, no. Okay, so I'm not going to allow description in tasks. Here's why. It would probably be good to show it, but that's not a good place to put it because it's just too big, too much. It would probably be a better thing if I could do something like, I don't know, have the tooltip. Maybe you put your mouse over it and it would show you the task description. That would be good. I don't know if there's actually a tooltip option for individual breadcrumbs. I did see that it was able to put a tooltip over the entire reference, but that's not helpful, right? I mean, the tooltip on the entire reference is the tooltip on the entire reference is going to be not as good. So I mean, I do like it because the only reason I even need it is because it compressed one of the items in the list. So like the PBI with like half showing because I guess the reference got too long. I don't know. And then so it compressed it. But well, let's keep going down the list here. Um, so got list item task. Let's change this to component. Task items related to the select list or just have. Okay, so we have to create. I'm basically going to create this exact same thing for a subtask. And this looks longer. I don't know why. It looks less good. Why? What is it? What all is it doing? Enter name for new task. This is if we're creating a task name. Cannot. All right. If task name, task creation canceled, no name provided. Do they all have that? Task creation canceled, no name provided. Okay, so they do have that. Okay, so we go down to the next list. So after we finish that, if actual list return. I don't know what it means by actual list. It's an actual list. It's an actual list. Let actual list selected list dot list. Create list selection. Does this go actual task? And I guess it does. All right, we're gonna use the same test as the. I don't know what any of this is. This is all crap. But I'm gonna get rid of this because I don't like it. It just seems more long-winded. Why didn't it do that? Creates. Really just want it to look like the list. Handle new list creation. We have a split. I want to see this side by side. So the list, there we go. All right, so this is what the list creation is and the task underneath it. And we have get task, we got that. We're basically, does look a lot the same. We're going to create the selected list or select task. Return, selected list item. Handle new list creation, select new task. VS Code window, list the task. Right, everything looks pretty much in line as being the same thing. Bring that one up to there. Never try. That one stops there. For whatever reason. Doesn't need anything else. So I'm going to when you get to this point, fail to create task, successfully create a task. It's just got a lot of extraneous junk. It's like we list creation canceled. I mean, it's really just a failure of task creation is all we have going there. Try block. Oh, is this? Oh, this. Okay. Wait. Maybe there's more. I have it crushed. I have it crushed. Yeah, that's why it looked different. All right. But we do have the same thing. We're going through list creation failed, task creation failed, successfully created, error creating task failed to create list. Done. Done. Okay, so then the only difference is this one has an if actual list returned. we'll just have to do something like, I don't know why it's actual. Why actual? And this one should have a task item somewhere. Actual task. And the only place it has, where is actual task get set here? Oh, there you go. Actual list equals new. Actual task equals new task. Okay, so return means we're going to get the heck out of Dodge. We're going to click and it's going to go, oh, well, we didn't get a list. They don't want to do this. They canceled. So that's what that is. So we're not going to do that with tasks. Actually, that's not true. We do need a task. A task is required before we can go. If they don't get a task, we can't continue because we need at least a task. Something needs to be existing. So we do have a new task set here. I don't know why it has to be actual. I'm not sure why, but we're going to go with it. And what we're going to do here, we're going to do the same thing. If and actual, all right, and then we're going to go return. This is just like, okay, if we don't get a task, we can't create a reference. We need at least a task. We can create a list, but that's not good enough. We're not going to just associate an item to a list. I guess in theory you could put it at the top, but there's no status or anything on it, and it would just be extraneous. So it's better off just linking your tasks. So I'm not going to do it. All right, so what that means is I need to essentially use this exact same code we have here. And again, I think I'm going to break this out into a simpler code. Um, see where this thing lands as far as this is the entirety of the action of creating. This whole promise here is getting created off of this. So final parent task ID subtask task. Use the same subtask list logic as change task. But see, why did it do it so different? Range, actual task, actual folder, actual list. No, I don't know what that is. I'm getting rid of it. Let's just dump this. If final task, update the comment text if one exists. And again, I don't know what the comment text is. We don't need it. Fire change event, show information message, show error message. Use the final. Oh, okay. So we're doing. So this is kind of a cleanup because it is actually putting in if final task equals await. And all. We got the final task, which is this object. We have our range, which is the space. We got the actual task. We got the actual folder. Actual list. Why is this all so weird? Not even in order. Actual task. All right, so this item. Oops. What? Why is this thing saved? Why is my copy paste stuff not working? And then I'm going to call this one. I don't know why it's actual, so I'm not going to. actual. And this should just be get. Let's see here. We're going to go dot get subtasks. And then we're going to go in here and we're going to go actual task.id. So it's whatever we selected there. Hopefully that's for real. Guess it'll tell me. And then we created all the same things, but now I just got to go through here and so I think, is it Control L or is it Control D? Maybe it's Control D. Yeah, let's oops. But we're gonna go like this. Ooh, actual. And say sub. Oh, ooh. Can I undo that in both? No. All right, it changes all the ones I want. So get subtasks, show quick picture input box. There should be a create subtask, but let's go make sure that's what this is. Subtask. Yep, there it is. Oh, but is it supposed to be okay? So it's probably lowercase. I think I may have created the other option, invented it. That's the only thing there. Other things are just words. New subtask, actual subtask. I'm just calling it actual because that's what it was before. Okay. Subtask. Items related to selected. Let's have add new. Then I'm gonna, it's gonna drive me nuts, this massive file. They're all very similar, and I want to create some common code. I'm not a big fan of this mess that AI creates as far as duplication of code. I mean, like a lot of this functionality, like all this, that's just duplicate code, right? I mean, we create the subtask, but beyond that, it's we set it to a variable, and this is just logging and other crap. Really? Console.log, show message, console.log, console.log. It's all it is. It's just stuff. So yeah, it's a try catch, but it's not really something we it's a lot of duplication of code because it's on every single one of these and it's just different words. And that's like why. So what I could probably do is like do something of the create an object that says create new create reference breadcrumb, and then I would do ClickUp service, and I would say, oh, what type of breadcrumb do I want? Let's actually do that. So we're gonna go. Let's see if Oh, you know what? Oh, that's true. I'm working in a code, by the way, I'm working in TypeScript, which I don't know TypeScript. This might actually be what I need here. Async change folder. I think that is a function, right? The async change list. Yeah, okay. So all the functions are change folder, change list, change task, and then they all have promises in them. So maybe I need to do that. Seems like all of these have a promise in them. I've never actually coded in TypeScript before. Uh, React is a, a variation, but it's not TypeScript. It's JavaScript. Actually, let me put it this way: TypeScript, no, React and TypeScript are both variants of JavaScript, but I don't think they're not necessarily variants of each other, except in that they're both JavaScript. So so what is this? So the creation is get task reference, save task reference, fire change event. Okay. Well, let's see if I can get my thing to work, and then I can have AI pull this out into a function. I think I actually want to be called a function that just says we pass in what we want, and then we have the common error handling and logging into a simple function. It's going to be so much cleaner. This whole thing will be broken down into a simple function call that says create breadcrumb, create breadcrumb reference. Uh, and then we'll just say what kind of item we want, and we'll have a condition that says which one are we going to call. So that'll be a lot better. This looks pretty straightforward, though, to be honest. But having them be a simple one call function, since it's pretty much the same all the way down the line, it's going to be better. All right, so let's save this. I did. Let's go to compile, and let's just see what it looks like. I'm guessing it's not going to be fully functional because I'm probably missing at least one thing, but yeah, first things first. What? No. Oh, wait. I can't figure out where my mouse is. Did I break anything? I did. I did. I broke something. Um, Not find name, actual subtask. Did you mean actual task? No, I did not mean actual task. Go back here. I probably just didn't declare it somewhere. So we have actual task declared somewhere. Oh, let. Did I not create a let in my task? Oh, because I didn't call it actual subtask. I called it subtask. I just took the actual out. So this should probably be actual just to make everything happy. I still don't like it, but I'm picky about my names. Only 8. Property is new, does not exist in type string. Selected subtask. So do they all have a quick selected task? Property is new, does not exist in type string. Not redeclared block scope variable task. Oh, all right. That's supposed to be subtasks. And that means there should be, oh wait, no, oh, no, wait, what did I do? No, it's task. I'm looking at the wrong place. Oh, okay, so when I'm down here, this needs to be subtasks. Oh, no. I think subtask is 2 words, it's not. And it's probably supposed to be lowercase because there's the way of things. Okay. Subtask, which again, I should not be using capitals. Okay. Let's do this. This is the, why did I put capital T's in my subtask? I don't know. I don't know. What was I thinking? It's just crazy talk. Like, subtask is a single word. Oh, I so messed this up because it's everywhere. By the way, there is a tool. In fact, I saw this the other day. Somebody was showing some quickie video of some kind that it said there's an add-in you can put in VS Code that you can do this. This it's called multi-select case maintain case or something like that. It's really a long name, but it does actually allow you to do something like that multi-select and change the text of all of of a multiple selection like that, and it keeps the case. So whatever you type, whatever it was before, if you change the name, it actually changes it with the correct previous case that you had before. Now, of course, if you're putting a brand new word, it's only going to put in the new piece, but like the first letter might be appropriately cased. Oh, it's so much harder to do it this way. Oh, I would have had to do it this way if I hadn't done the control L in this. It wasn't like it saved, it didn't, not like it burned my time or anything, but I wasn't doing it twice because I made a mistake. This is what happens when you make mistakes. Don't make mistakes. That's the lesson learned from this is don't make mistakes. Making mistakes sucks. And this is why a shared setup would have been way better. Oh, is there more? Oh, there is this one. Here's the last one though. All right, let's see what we got here. Let's see if we made any progress at all. Let's see, we had 8, now we have 5. Better. Great, but better. Cannot redeclare block scope variable task items. So, gotta go back up here. see what task items is. That's task items. And it's declared up here as a constant. So what do I have it called down here? Could be subtask items. Geez, I didn't even missed another one. Is there more? Is there more to this, or is that just the one I needed? Yep, that's it. Is there? Okay. So that gets our task items taken care of. That might actually get us pretty far. Let's go see what we did here. Ah, fully compiled. Okay. That's a good thing. Let's go see what happens. Let's run it. Now we'll see how bad my fix versus the AI attempting to do it 15 times and not being able to get it. It's like, ugh. See, I had hair when this session started, or right before the session, but I pulled it all out before I started the session. So I'm gonna have to wait till it goes back. Yeah, I do. I do it a lot. See my desk. You can't see it, but it's covered in hair. I had a nice big full head of hair this morning. Right, control, click right, that, one here, that, that, test one. Create a new subtask, which is perfect. Create a new subtask, and go subtask. Click on it, and it says fail. Could not find parent task list. So I don't know if that's. Oh, we gotta log in again. Wait, what? Why would my session expire? I don't know if that's a thing or not, but let's go back here. Okay, so I think I could just be that I didn't pass in the right item. So we got, see, I have actual list there. That's the first one. And then we have, oh, wait. Oh, oh, that's the problem. Actual subtask. That's the name. Okay, so we have that. Why is my copy paste not working? I don't understand what is going on with my copy paste. Control C, Control B. What is my oh gosh, what is going on? All right, something is totally going wonkers here. What? It's like it can't copy. It's like my Control C is not working at all. Subtest name. And that should actually probably be lowercase, right? Because isn't that what they all are? They all use in lowercase. For consistency, let's keep my cases right. We're going to go delete s. Why I have to do this, but it's apparently stupid. I really, 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 really want to pull that out into its own function. It just looks like it can be simplified. I don't like unsimplifiable stuff. Montlake Terrace, public safety message. Montlake Terrace, silver alert. What the heck is that? What is a silver alert? How long are we at? 150. 10 minutes, guys. That's the end of this session. 10 minutes, that's it. 2 hours is more than enough for a session. So we're going to see if 10 minutes will get me through this. Close it. Move, move. Since that didn't work the last time, I'll try it again this time. Click that one, test, create new subtask. Memory properties of null ID. Okay. Actual subtask. Did we not get an actual subtask? Because it was a new one, which should work. Actual task is the new task. It's subtasks. I guess the question is, how far are we getting? We must get to the point where it actually asks, because I do create a new subtask, select subtask, handle new subtask creation, enter new task, which I did. I think we might be missing a step in here. Handle new task creation, select task name, prompt, blah, 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 blah. Enter name for new task, placeholder, blah, 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 blah. Task name. Create task, list ID. Which ID is failing? So if we're failing completely, that means it won't even be in my ClickUp. We'll look and see what we have here. Which would be this question. Where am I? Oh, this is the UCL. So we have this test, subtask test. So I have subtask take 2. Then that should have been that one. So that didn't create. When did this get created? Does it say? Nope. I don't have any idea when it got created, but I think obviously that's not the right one. So we are failing for some reason. Create task, actual list ID. Okay. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, the task. Oh, the ID I need is for the the parent item, actual task, not subtask, for the create. I gotta put it on the right list, man. Gotta put it on the right list. Go there. Let's try that. Close this up. Enter, and we're off. Well, let's see. I got 4 minutes. See if I can get this guy to do what it's supposed to do, at least look like it's doing what it's supposed to do. And I haven't fully tested it because all this is doing is testing the creation thereof all the way down to subtask and not actually testing all the little ins and outs. Like, can you create other object? Can you select objects that previously existed? Does it da 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 da? Because I already know certain things aren't working. So I just think this would be a lot cleaner if it wasn't like trying to manage them all as separate pieces. If it was a single function that did what it was supposed to do, because it's all pretty standard fare, right? Have you ever noticed AI likes to blow smoke up your backside? Ooh, that's a really good idea. Oh, that is definitely the right way to go. Oh, yeah, this is something I didn't even think of. You know, it's like, okay, just do it. That is definitely the better way to go. There's so many ways it tries to reword it. It's like, uh, Dade, deep breath, man. Okay, so here we go, going again. Wait for the load. And we're loaded. Okay, kind of. Let's say we're back. Even though that's still loading. This takes a long time to load. I don't know why. Everything else loads okay. Well, these are local, so I guess that doesn't matter. And then welcome back to ClickUp means we're already connected, but it still takes a while to get this for some reason. Test. Give me a new subtask, which is interesting because it's not showing me all the items under that list. Because as I showed you before, let's see. All right, subtask. It did create it. A weird command here. Use test. So it did create subtask take 2 according to that. Let's go see if it did. Why does it say complete at task level? All right, let's just do this. Well, obviously did not put it in, but it did create it. I go here. You do. Oh, my list that it's showing here is bonkers. Task. But when I go here, it's showing me the tasks list, not the subtask list. So when it's showing me the task list, which is this item. Okay, so we're close, but I think we just need to get the right list. So let's go back here. So at that point, whatever it shows, it's kind of weird though, because it even shows. So we created it okay, we built it correctly, but the list is showing me after it's going in here and doing some other weird thing. Why? Who told it to actually add another list? It's like, where's the code that's saying, oh, after that, do this? It's like, no. Handle task selection for setup. Create new task in list. Get task reference. There must be another place where it's saying, like it's doing something that's, because like this call right here, get subtasks, it's like getting called wrong. Like I'm getting this thing, get tasks in multiple places. How many places is this existing? Huh, that's the workspace panel. That doesn't help me. Look up service. Get task. Oh, is there actually a get? Oh, did it create functions? I think the problem is one of these subfunctions. So we have create tasks. We have get subtasks, which is using ID. Task, which uses the IDs. Subtasks, which is get subtasks looking up the wrong. Let's go here. This get task. Create subtask, which it does seem to be doing that correctly, so I'm not going to worry about it. Create task seems to be okay. Create list. All right, gotta go split. Get task. Where's get task? API request. Task. Is there not is there not a subtask selection? Hmm. Update test. It looks like there not an endpoint for subtasks? We got a folder which has lists. I would think it'd be something like task / task ID. All right, I'm going to ask AI a question. What is the lookup and to fetch the updated to So you can have task details and you say task IDs. I bet you there's a task / subtasks or something. Task details, get all tasks from list and filter. Alternative, get tasks with subtasks flagged. Include subtask track and response. Your current implementation is actually following the best practice by first checking the task details of subtasks exists in the detailed response. Falling back to fetching all tasks from the list and filtering by parent ID. The only potential improvement would be to try to use the include subtask parameter. So you are just fetching tasks. The thing is, I think the problem is not that this isn't working, that this can't get it. Like you can pass in the ID of the subtask, but I have a feeling the problem might be that it's not getting it because it's going by the parent, right? And you have the list which gets the task, and you have the task which uses, I don't know, update task status. I don't know what that is. But if we were to go get tasks, let's try this. I'm going to try to not let it think about this. I'm going to go. What did I do? I went over my time. I went over. Let's go look at ChatGPT. Is let's update this. It's related. Oh man, my copy is not working. I don't know what is going on. Apparently Control C is broken. I wonder if it's broken because of my app. Maybe it's the Control CU bit. It's just not working because it's expecting me to. Huh. Figure that out. If that's a problem, I may have to try something else. So I was right. So the information Claude Sonnet is giving me is wrong. Well, okay, it's wrong if this is right, which makes more sense for me on this, to be honest. So let's go see if that works. This is my last, is my big finale here. So we're going to create a function called, let's go to get, what is it? Let's get subtasks. We're just going to call, I have a get subtasks, but because I was working on it. Get subtasks. See how much look how complicated this looks compared to all the other ones. I'm going to dump this. I'm going to create a new one. Actually, let's comment this out and just dump that. Okay, so now we're going to go over to this guy. We're going to do and we'll see if in fact yeah, let's just do that. It'll be exactly the same way. So we're going to go. Let's see if ChatGPT is actually smarter. All right, it did compile, so it's not like a bug that it can see. Now we'll run it. Let it load. All right, so we have our item here, and we says welcome back to ClickUp. So we should be able to click on things. Let's go see what this does. No. Okay, we'll click on this. All right, so we have our test. Now we click here. Still says it's still the wrong. It's still the wrong thing. Complete at task level. Use test. Still using that. So let's try to create a new subtask. We're going to say subtask take 3. All right, so I did create a subtask take 3 this time, and it actually put it in my menu, which is what I wanted it to do. So if I click on this, I should get a list of subtasks, but I am not. It's still showing me the wrong list. So, problem is, why? Why are we getting the wrong list? We have our get subtasks, and it exists. It's almost like we're still calling that one. It's like we're still calling this list. not saying it's wrong, it's just not calling it. We are calling get subtasks. Why do I have 3 calls on here? Oh, geez. These are all logs. How many logs? That's good. Something about these. I'm either passing an invalid parent task. Oh, here's a console.log thing for me. Let's go to my output here. Console. I don't actually know where these are going because the logs aren't outputting what I think they are. I thought it would be somewhere like here. Error HTTP. Let's see, can I clear this? What's the clearing command here? Right. Console log. Let's see if I can do what that does. Then, will it let me? If it isn't going to print it here, it'll print it in there. So see what happens. When is it? Oh, it's 2:13. It's Thursday. That's my last day to get real full day work in. Did it ever rain today? It was promising rain, but all I see are clouds. 74 degrees and cloudy, but not raining. Ground is still dry. To me, that means pickable. All right, so we know that didn't work. Let's see what happens when I click this. 404 not found. All right, so we are getting there. It may. Hmm. Mhm. Yeah, oh, that's according to the logic of that one, but we're getting a 404 here now. We're still getting that top level error. And that one is still giving me subtasks. Why is that one showing me sub? Well, no, that's showing me the actual task list, except it says create new subtask, which is the wrong task list. So something about clicking on that is getting the wrong thing. And we're calling, like how many times are we calling this? It's like we're calling this in the wrong place. Where are we? Bundle task selection. Where am I? So we select a task. Subtask. See, this is get task reference, save task reference, fire change event, selected task, and task reference. Why are we getting the subtasks here? Handle task selection. It just seems wrong. Handle task selection for setup. Yeah, see, there's something weird going on here. Why are we only clicking? Well, this is the one that I like create for subtasks. All right, this is a long stream. I'm going to call it. I'm going to keep working on this. Hopefully, I'll make some progress. I appreciate everybody who stopped by. That would probably be mostly Sun Wukong. Thank you for coming by, man. I know we chatted for a bit. Good job on your Pong game, and the other game looks like you're working on there. Good luck. I hope it continues to progress and it gets to be what you want it to be. Till next time, God bless.